So I just found out about an hour ago that my older brother Brandon, passed away. And the first thing I could think to do was come down here by the water where I love to be and just shoot the basketball and turn on the camera and just talk, because that's what I do. This is how I best express myself. And I know that seems crazy to think that in a moment like this, the first thing to do is to turn on a fucking camera. But this is the best way I know how to express myself. And admittedly, it's something I've been thinking about for the last couple days, because we knew he wasn't gonna make it very long. And boy, where the fuck do I begin? So my relationship with my brother was complicated because for a while he was like my best friend. You know, when I was in my late teens, early 20s, we were together all the time. And, you know, to just jump ahead a little bit, probably about 7 or 8 years ago now, maybe, he moved to Georgia, and I just didn't really care to talk to him. I mean, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. He wasn't the best dad. He wasn't good to my nephew. And I felt like him choosing to go to Georgia was him abandoning him. And that just never sat right with me. And because of that, I just didn't really care to talk to him. So I didn't for probably about 7 or 8 years until last week. When basically my cousin messaged me and said that Brandon was dying and he didn't have much time left. He was having kidney failure, he was on dialysis, he was refusing dialysis, and they knew it was just a matter of time. And when I found that out, like, so much shit in that moment just went through my head. So many complex and confusing feelings. Because for a long time I was really angry with him. And people who know me know that I used to be a really angry person just in general. And so, fuck, man. So, in that moment, I'm trying to process this anger that I have, and then also, like, guilt that arose of, like, even though I felt entitled to feel how I felt and to not talk to him and to be angry with him, it's like, what the fuck's the point? You know what I mean? Like, all that for what? I didn't talk to him for 7 years, and now, literally, the first time that I spoke to him in those 7 or 8 years is the last time I'll ever speak to him. And that's... fuck. That's the part that's really weird to me. That's the part that I'm having a really hard time coming to grips with, which is that the first time I spoke to him in almost 8 years is also the last time I'll ever speak to him. We texted a couple times. We had one conversation on the phone. One last time I did get to speak to him. And unlike, with my mother, but similarly to with my grandfather passing away, is that I knew it was coming for at least some degree of time. It was a week and a half, but I knew. And so I knew the magnitude of that final conversation, which is also a very weird thing, because if you know somebody's going to pass, you're aware that you're talking to them for the last time. But I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know where I'm going with that, honestly. But anyway, in that moment, I'm feeling just very conflicted. And also, he was, I think, 35 years old. 35 fucking years old. So, the other thing that I'm just battling with internally is also the reality of how fragile life is, and how important health is. Again, and this is, just another painful reminder as to why I got the surgery and got my health in order, because it's real. You just don't know. He's 35 fucking years old and had kidney failure and diabetes and strokes and seizures, and the list just goes on and on. And it's like, he just didn't take care of himself. Like, that's the real reality of it, is he didn't take care of himself. And if you don't, this is what happens. So, like, there's that part of it. There's just so, like, it's been such a crazy last week and a half. Like, I've been in contact with his girlfriend throughout all this, and the first time I spoke to her was a week and a half ago, and it was for her to basically be like, he's dying, here's where we're at with it, I'll keep you updated. And so, that part of it is weird. And it's weird because when I spoke to him, he seemed just like himself. We were like telling old jokes and stuff, and he was coherent in that moment and lucid. And then all of a sudden it was just like, at times he wasn't, and then he just started to fade. And I knew how poorly he was doing because I saw pictures of him, and I just like knew that his physical condition was not good. But like, I don't know, it was just weird. It was just really weird. And yeah, man, I really do. I feel a lot of ways right now like how I did with my mom. But actually, it wasn't quite to this degree, because even though her and I had a very complicated relationship, it got a lot better over the years as I matured and forgave her for a lot of things. And, it was just better, right? With him, that never happened. It's one of those things, again, I say this all the fucking time. You lose touch with people for one reason or another, regardless if it's justified or not, it doesn't matter. You lose touch with these people for all these years, for all this time, and then one day they're just gone. And it's just like, do you even remember why you were mad, or is that anger even still there? And for me, it wasn't. It was like I was really angry for a while, and then after enough time goes by, it's just like you just don't talk because you're just not talking. So you don't do it because you're already not, like. And I've been holding it together pretty good, I would say, like, overall. But I'm not gonna lie to you. About 2 days ago, it was rough, and it was weird because, again, we knew this was coming. Like, well, when I say we, I mean I knew this was coming for the last week and a half. But when it really got bad, 2 days ago, was because his girlfriend texted me and said, he had a rough night. He was having seizures, and the ambulance came or whatever, and then the next morning he was put on hospice. Like, the order came in. So that was when it like really started to set in. And I was in the car when she told me that, and I just fucking lost it, man. I just was like bawling my eyes out on the way home. And then I got home and I was still really upset, and I took a shower and I cried my fucking eyes out in the shower, and I did feel a lot better after that. And I feel like I'm holding it together right now, but I'm just like just waiting. Like, I don't know, my initial thought is just always to articulate my thoughts and feelings as they're happening in that moment. Like, this was maybe 2 hours ago that I found out that he passed away, and the really fucked up thing is my immediate thought is like, just turn on the camera and just talk about it and document it. And that seems so insane. It's even crazier to share this stuff with people. But the reason I do that is because I think that it's a really difficult thing to do what I'm doing right now. And I understand that it's a skill that I have. And I have had so many people who reach out to me about things, from, small things to really, really, really emotional things. Passing away of my mom and grandfather, to my health journey and dealing with depression and things like that, to the really great stuff and all the joy and happiness and everything in between. And I've had so many people who've reached out to me and said how it impacted them. And that's why it's so crazy. I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine. But that's why I feel like this is an actual obligation, or not an obligation, but a responsibility, rather, to always share these thoughts with people. Because it impacts people in that way, and because not everybody's able to do it. And maybe it gives somebody else a chance to, maybe it resonates with somebody and they can talk about the things that they go through, or connect with it in some way, or start a conversation, or continue a conversation, or whatever. I don't know. I just know that it does impact people, and I understand that privilege, and I take, I treat that very seriously, and that's why I'm doing it. And it's so crazy too, because this basketball, like I had one in my car for the longest time, and then I left it at this church for these kids to use, and for no good reason, this morning when I was at the gym, I'm like, man, I want to go stop and get a basketball. I feel like shooting around today because it's a beautiful day. So that's what I did. I went and stopped and got it, and like, thank God, because for me, what's also very therapeutic is everything that's happening right now. Everything that's happening in this very moment right now is the only reason I'm not just like on the ground fucking crying is because basketball and like this particular place, it's my favorite place in town. It's right by the water. I've shot basketball here hundreds of times, so many times. It's a place where I would come to be alone, to be with friends, to just get out of my own head, to get in my own head, whatever. Like, this place, being near the water, has always been very therapeutic for me. And I'm just right now just listening to my sad playlist, which is also very therapeutic for me, because something that my first therapist told me, and it stuck with me deeply since he first told me this, was that, far too often we look at what we deem as like negative emotions, like anger, pain, sadness, grief, whatever. And the natural reaction is to try to avoid those things, of course. But they don't go away. It doesn't matter. They might disappear for a moment, but they will always come back. They don't ever just go away. So the thought that we could ever even attempt to eradicate those things is just false. And so what he said was, instead of trying to avoid them or eliminate them, we should look at how to have a better relationship with them, with those thoughts and emotions. And that's what this is for me, is that, especially considering this is the third time I've dealt with like heavy grief in the last 4 years. Matter of fact, next month makes the 4 fucking years since my mom passed away. October will make 4 years since my grandfather passed away. And now my brother has passed away. And I've also been really overwhelmed lately because I'm moving to California in 2 fucking months. So that's a great thing. It is the single, like, I've never been more sure of anything in my life. I absolutely know that it's something I must do. And I'm so excited about it. And I know that it'll be wonderful. But at the same time, like, saying goodbye to people, and to be honest with you, I'm fucking exhausted, man. I'm just fucking exhausted, dude. Like, I've been crying a lot. I've been fucking running around a lot. I've been very, very happy. I've been very, very sad. Like, sometimes in the same day, let alone the same week. Like, so it's just been a lot. It's just like a roller coaster, honestly. Like, this is really one of those moments where it's like, this actually is an emotional roller coaster in every way, shape, and form. Man, I'm just thinking back to, like, maybe me and him would play basketball. And, like, the other part that, like, breaks my fucking heart, man, is, like, I said to my friend the other day, I was like, if it wasn't for my grandparents, like, I would have been the same person he is. Like, we have the same dad, but different moms, and my mom's parents, which are my grandparents, basically raised me, and I'm, like, just fucking grateful for them. And I'm like, to be honest with you, a big part of me is just like, my heart broke for my brother. Like, I said to myself, like, he never even had a fucking chance. The shit that he experienced, and his parents. I know how shitty my dad is. I know how shitty his mom is. Like, the things that he went through, it's just like, he never even fucking had a chance, man. And, like, it's just, I'm sad for that. I'm sad for my 14-year-old nephew, who already, he's aware of his relationship with his dad. It's complicated for him. And now, like, you have to process this. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because I think back to the Tupac line where it's like, my anger wouldn't let me feel for a stranger. Talking about, like, when his dad died. And I would imagine that's probably similar to how my nephew feels right now. Yeah, man. I think, honestly, when I when I upload this, I'm just gonna upload it exactly as it is, like with just no cuts or anything like that, because this is really what it's like. Fuck. And it's like one of those things where when somebody's gone, all the moments, the difficult or challenging or painful moments that we shared that often would take precedence in my mind when I would think about him, it's like in that moment they just disappear. Which is also the crazy thing, because like, again, I'm aware that I had every right to feel how I felt about him and the things that he did and the relationship that we had. But also at the same time, it's just like, when that person's no longer here, I can't help but to ask myself, like, was it fucking worth it? Was it worth not talking to him for all those years? And I always say that two things can be true. I can be upset with him or hold him accountable, and also have like had conversations with him. And you know what the really fucked up part was? The part that I'm having a really, really hard time dealing with right now, the pill that's really hard to swallow in this moment, is the last couple times that we had spoken before the last week, he was trying to talk to me, and I was just still fucking angry, man. I used to be so angry. I was still angry. And I immediately was like, fuck you. Like, I've tried to talk to you. You moved. You disappeared. You didn't talk to anybody. Da da da. And literally, like, I'll throw the messages up. I'm always very transparent. Like, literally, all he did was say, like, heard you're doing well. Happy for you. Proud of you. Love you. Like, things like that. He was like, I won't bother you anymore. And I'm just like, just fucking. It's just a lot of. It's just a lot, man. This is fucking hard, man. I would have busted his ass, too. I would have busted his ass in this court. It's just so fucking much that's going on, man. It's just so much going on. Like, this is one of those moments where I just want to be like, I talked about this before a couple years ago when things were really rough, which is like, I'm not suicidal. I don't want to die. I love being alive. I have such a joy for life, but I just sometimes wish I could just fucking disappear, man. Like, and I feel like that's kind of hard for people to understand, that I'm not depressed. I'm very sad, but I'm not depressed. I'm like, and I am so fucking grateful to have so many people in my life and to be so social and have so many connections. But like, it's moments like this where I'm like even right now, so many people I've already told some people, and people have been just checking in on me and the whole last week. And I can never express how grateful I am for that, and how much of a privilege it is to have so many people who care about you. But in moments like this, I just want to fucking disappear. I just wish nobody would talk to me. I wish nobody would talk to me and I would just go away. I just would love to just get in the car and nobody knows where I am or where I'm going or what I'm doing or is calling me or texting me or anything, and just fucking just disappear. Not forever, not even for a long time, just even for a day, man. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to be thinking about this shit a lot for the next however long, but that's it. I don't know. This is just where I'm at right now. I think I'm going to turn the camera off, put my sad playlist back on, let the sun hit my face and the wind breeze past me, and watch the water move and the birds fly around, and just kind of just fucking be present in this place I love in a really difficult time, doing a thing that I love and listening to music that very much helps me process all this and purge and feel all this, because I think that that's extremely important. I do not shy away from these things. I embrace them, sometimes even to the point where I feel like it's almost like self-torture. I deeply make myself feel these things, whether I want to or not, because I feel like it's necessary. And I feel like when the wound is fresh is the time that I need to, be with those feelings the most, because this is just, as you can tell, is just what's actually on my fucking mind right now. I haven't had a chance to really think too much about it and articulate it quite the way that I'm used to, but I've never actually done this, in spite of all the times I've recorded myself and I've talked about my life and my emotions and my mind online, is that I've never actually just had something that affected me deeply happens and just so quickly just go turn the camera on and talk. It's actually very therapeutic right now, and yeah, I'm gonna turn the camera off now.